know, don't these guys look cute?
They do, but guess what? The deer will munch on the flowers, plants, and even the trees and devour the fruits of your labor.
So what's the secret for keeping them out of your garden?
Well, we're going to ask Colleen Plimpton, who's a professional gardener and the author of Mentors in the Garden of Life. She's here to share a few gardening tricks. It's great to have you.
Thank you, Jocelyn. Deer are a terrible problem in Connecticut. The deer density in Connecticut is way beyond what it should be. It should be about 10 per acre. It is actually about 60 per square mile. So what happens is the deer dine on all the things that we don't want them to dine on.
It's tough to keep them out of the yard.
It is tough to keep them out of the yard, to keep them out of the garden. So what I tell people when I go around and lecture on gardening, I tell people that there are easy, effective, inexpensive ways to control the deer, to keep them away from your hosta, your roses, your tulips, and your yew. But you have to be consistent. Now, I have my own deer repellent recipe here that I'm going to make up for you. I am not a cook. My family will tell you that I am not a cook. It looks like I'm cooking something, but I'm making up deer repellent. I make this up and I apply it once a week in gardening season and once a month in wintertime. And this convinces the deer that my yard doesn't taste good.
It's off limits,
doesn't smell good. They should go to the neighbors.
What are they so attracted to?
Deer are attracted to things that are sweet smelling and sweet tasting. They're attracted to the new foliage also, the tender stuff. So we want them to stay out into the woods and not come and dine on our garden.
And they also carry ticks, which is another reason why we want to keep them out.
That's right. We do not want deer ticks anywhere near us. So here's what we do. What I recommend is, this is a very simple 4-ingredient recipe. Water, a little bit of water, a little bit of, here's the secret ingredient, folks, wilt-proof. Wilt-proof is an anti-desiccant. The landscapers use it to put on the broad-leafed evergreens in the wintertime, and it keeps the leaves from transpiring too much. Now, what it does with our deer repellent, see, it's a white liquid. It helps the deer repellent recipe stay on the leaves.
Is this natural?
Yep, it is. You get it in a nursery. Then you put in some liquid hot pepper sauce.
Oh, my goodness.
The hotter, the better.
Keep a lot of people away.
Woohoo! And you come up with this wonderful deer repellent mixture that I pour into dishwashing detergent bottles. And then I'm not going to demonstrate, but I go around and I spray it on my plants. And you know what? The deer hate it.
So you don't put it on the soil?
I don't put it on the soil. I put it on the leaves of the plants. You could put it on the soil. You could put it around the perimeter because they don't like the taste or the smell. So if they smell it in your yard, they're going to skedaddle because they don't want to be anywhere near it. Now, when we first put it on, we can smell it, but when it dries, we can't.
Oh, great. Now, Colleen, what about a fence? Would that be a solution?
Fences are effective, but A, they're expensive, and B, they have to be pretty tall, like 7 feet tall. They should also be angled. And I feel that fences also keep out other things that we may want to have in our yards. Deer also will stay away from yards. Usually they have a big dog, but not everybody has a big dog.
But you can also plant some things in the yard to keep them away, correct?
There are some things, many things actually, that deer don't like. They don't like herbs usually. They don't like things like lamb's ears that have a sort of a soft texture to them. But if you want to grow hosta, and you want to grow tulips, and you want to grow roses, here you go.
Okay.
We're just about out of time. Tell us about your book signing. We have it up on the screen.
Mentors in the Garden of Life. There's a whole chapter in the book on deer and deer repelling. And by the way, that lovely picture of deer is courtesy of my book photographer, Sue West. I will be at Brookfield Library on Thursday evening at 7 o'clock.
7 p.m. Excellent. And again, once a week on this thing?
Once a week in season.
All right.